So this is a picture of me. This is in Guadalajara at one of the squares in front of a very famous, in a plaza, one of the famous plazas in front of one of the famous museums. And I had the pleasure of meeting from Marissa Price Heels. If you're not familiar with her channel, you definitely, if you're a Black woman who's had any stress or toxicity in your life or career, it is the safe space for healing. And she has great programming around that. So I had a chance to go to meet her for dinner. And I think this picture is from when I was leaving that restaurant. So this is one of the markets that I was telling you about. So one of the highs for me in every city I was in was the food. The food that I shopped for in local places and actually cooked myself, but also the restaurants and the street food. So this is me buying red snapper and shrimp from a fish market outside the complex where I was staying, the condo building where I was staying. The whole street every Wednesday for about 6 hours is filled with local people. And there's like 6 or 7 fish tents where you can buy fresh fish from these people. And they weigh it and do it right there. But they were so wonderful and so nice. Between my broken Spanish and their broken English, I was able to explain. I know camarones because I love seafood, which is shrimp in Spanish, and pescado. And so it's just a lovely, lovely time, not just shopping with them, but talking with them. And they were kind of giving me the inside scoop about which vendors to eat their food, because there were also people there selling cooked food. And so I kind of like getting the local opinion on the best. So this is that same market that was outside the complex where I was staying. And you can see, and all of this stuff is like under $1. Let me do the video again because it was so short. I hope you guys can still see. Thank you for reminding folks to hit the like button and leave a comment if you can. Please write a comment that tells the algorithm that you're engaged. Yeah. So if you are a person who loves fresh, delicious fruit, and that in and of itself is enough of a reason to take a sabbatical. The fruit and the vegetables across the world when you leave the United States, unless you're growing it yourself in your own backyard in the United States, is just, it's hard to explain how good it is. So this is a picture of the cobblestone street in San Miguel de Allende, and you can't see it very, very well here. Let me see if I go a full up, if that helps. But these dried flowers is a very important decorating trend or theme that you see in Mexico. They even make dried floral wreaths that you can wear as a headband or around your wrist or around your neck as a necklace. And they're just so intricately woven and gorgeous. But that is something that's really huge. Flowers everywhere is really huge in Mexico. Every city that we went, we saw fresh, gorgeous floral displays. They love decorating, and they love decorating with flowers. And you can see some of the ornate architecture. The other thing that's really big in Mexico and that made me, so my favorite place of all the places I went was San Miguel de Allende. And even though I love the people and I met more people and spent more time in Guadalajara, and I would probably most likely, if I go back, be in Guadalajara because that's where I met the most people and know people now and have friends. I would say in terms of the fun that I had and the beauty that I had and the shopping that I did, oh my God, the shopping, amazing. And rooftop terraces is also a big thing. So if you can see at the top of this building, there's a rooftop terrace. And so here's another picture of the church that I was talking about. So this type of architecture where we have these 1,000-year-old churches that are still in operation or still is a building that's open that you can go in. And there are literally dozens, every city you go to, there's dozens of these churches. And the architecture and the wooden doors are just absolutely amazing. Added to the fact, I don't know if you can tell, but the churches or cathedrals tend to have plazas around them where everyday people go and have a sandwich. If you're walking and you're a tourist and you just want to sit down and rest your feet, people are doing that. There are street vendors coming up to you trying to get you to buy stuff you don't need and want, but they're very polite and they take no for an answer well. So that was also really, really cool. So I was actually eating a sorbet. I had some amazing sorbet. So you see, most of my memories in Mexico are food memories. They're either food memories or shopping memories.